Michelle, it says we're in executive session on the header.
It keeps switching. I had it on the right screen and it keeps switching on me. I'm sorry about that.
Okay,
We're getting ready to drop anyway, so.
Good morning. This is Chair French, and I am convening the regularly scheduled business meeting of the Kansas Corporation Commission for this Tuesday, September 21st, 2021. I'm joined by my colleagues, Commissioner Keene and Commissioner Duffy. On today's agenda, we have 36 consent agenda items and 2 noticed items. We will begin with our consent agenda. And before discussing the agenda, I do understand that staff has requested that we pull 3 items, item number 18, item number 20, and item number 27, and take no action on those items given further activity that's occurred in those dockets since the orders were placed on the agenda. So with that, I will ask commissioners whether you have any questions or comments on the consent agenda, and I will begin with Commissioner Keene.
None for me, thank you.
Commissioner Duffy.
yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do. I have a comment about penalty order, about the penalty order in docket number 22CONS 3128 CPEN, and that is item number 4 on the consent agenda. The commission is issuing a $200 penalty against NPF Energy Corporation for violations of KAR 82-3-111, which is our temporary abandonment regulation. Commission records indicate that NPF has been penalized in 16 dockets since 2015 and has been suspended for non-compliance in 11 of them. NPF had only a few dozen wells during that time, so I believe that's a lot of violations. 5 of those dockets involved 82-3-111 violations, and 4 of those 5 resulted in a license suspension. Most recently, NPF was suspended between September 2021 and September 2020 and July 2021, nearly an entire year. Since July, they've been penalized twice. Our statute, KSA 55-164, requires fines to be an actual and substantial economic deterrent. Every bit of data we have indicates that a $200 fine for this operator for these violations does not constitute an actual and substantial economic deterrent. While I will vote in favor of the penalty order, given this operator's history, I do not believe the fine is adequate. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And with that, I move approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
And for clarification, is that the consent agenda with items number 18, 20, and 27 removed?
Yes, thank you for that.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, those in favor of approving the consent agenda with items 18, 20, and 27 removed, please vote aye.
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 Aye. Consent agenda is approved. We now move to our noticed items. Our first noticed item is in docket number 21, WSTE 404 TAR, and this is a proposed order on application of Western Cooperative Electric Association, Inc. And our presenter for this item is Mr. David Cohen. Morning, David.
Good morning, Commissioner. Before you is an order approving Western Electric's application to update its local access delivery service tariff. The application increases the revenue requirement and the consumer access charge. On April 28th, Western Electric Cooperative Association filed an application seeking approval to update its tariff in accordance with Western Electric's 34.5 kV formula-based rate approved in docket 21 SEPE 049 TAR. Pre-filed testimony concurrent with the application was filed by Thomas Roof, General Manager for Western Electric, and Richard J. Mackey, Vice President for Economics and Business Planning for Power Systems Engineering, in support of the application. The application requests an increase in the revenue requirement from $768,835 to $1,058,080, which necessitates an increase in the customer charge. Here, the customer charge would increase from 96 cents to $1.64 per kilowatt month, a 71% increase. While the percentage seems dramatic, it only addresses charges to the transmission, not the total bill. Their customers' total bills would likely not increase by 77% because of this change. Drivers for this increase were a true up for an under recovery, decreased demand, and an increase to offset margin requirements. Kansas Power Pool, Kansas Electric Cooperative, and Kansas Municipal Energy Agency were granted status as interveners, but did not file testimony. On August 27th, 2021, staff filed a report and recommendation. Although staff found one minor error, the result was a $30 difference in the revenue requirement, and staff recommended the commission approve the application. I am available for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Cohen. I will ask first, Commissioner Keen, do you have any questions for Mr. Cohen?
None for me, thank you.
Commissioner Duffy, any questions?
I have no questions and I move approval of the order.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval of the described order. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, those in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye, the order is approved. We now move to our second noticed item today. This is in docket number 21 PLCE 406 TAR. And this is an order on application of Prairie Land Electric Cooperative, Inc. And again, our presenter is Mr. David Cohen.
Thank you, Commissioner. This order is very similar to the previous one. The application was filed nearly the same day. The testimony from Richard J. Mackey is very similar. Thomas Roof, General Manager. The testimony is nearly the same. The difference is in this one, the revenue requirement would increase from $2,608,504 to $2,925,226, and an increase of the customer charge from $2.66 to $3.26, a 22% increase. Drivers for this increase are a decrease in building determinants, an increase, and in the previous docket, there was a large refund that were given to the customers that sort of decreased the customer charge, and that was a one-year thing. So that ending that refund makes it look like there's an increase in this one. Again, none of the interveners filed testimony, and again, staff found a small error that did not result in a substantial change to the application. And I'm available for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Cohen. Appreciate the explanation of the difference there. Commissioner Keen, any questions on this order?
No questions. One very brief comment. I would commend you, David, for both of these orders and your work on them.
Thank you.
Commissioner Duffy, any questions?
I have no questions, but I would echo Commissioner Keen's comments. I went to Mr. Cohen and asked some additional questions, and he was able to answer them for me. So I appreciate the work on that. And with that, I would move approval of this order.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the described order in this docket. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, those in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye, the order is approved. Thank you, Mr. Cohen. This concludes our noticed items on our agenda. Hearing no further business to come before us today, I would entertain a motion to adjourn the business meeting.
So moved.
Second,
A motion and a second to adjourn. Those in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. We are adjourned.
See you again, I sense.